A very good afternoon, IB to the teachers and fellow students. Today, I would like to give a speech on traveller. Do you know what is traveller? Okay, let me explain. Traveller is a person who like to making a journey or a person who like to travel a lot. So, there are three types of traveller. Number one is a holiday maker. Holiday maker is a person who have to go to holiday and have their own destination. So, this holiday maker, they have their own hotel or their medical treatment. So number two is a business traveller. Business traveller is a person who have their own business and at the same time they go to travel to release their stress. And number three is a backpackers. Backpackers is a person who have a solo travel or a small group to travel. So there are 6 travel safety tips that you can take note. So number one is do your research before you go to travel. This is important for you as a traveller because you can set your own budget and also set your own clothes that you need when you go to travel. This is important because when you have setting your budget, you can control your money to get your food and also get your transportation when you go to travel. So number two is don't draw attention. In my opinion, when you go to travel, you don't need to dress up with a full of that can attract other people. So this is important because when we go to overseas or travel anywhere, we don't know about other people. So it is important for you to make sure yourself in a good situation. So number three is make copies of important document. Before you go to travel, you can snap a picture and save it as a online document. But it is more safety and more important for you to make a hard copy. This is because when anything happen that we don't want to happen, so it can make sure we have all important document for ourselves. So number four is keep your friends and family updated. Especially when you go to overseas and travel overseas alone, you need to make sure your friends and also your family keep updated with what activities that you do. This is important because if anything happen, they can update it and easy to contact important agency to make sure you're in a good situation. So number five is guide your hotel room. When you go to travel, you need to make sure before you go to sleep or leave your hotel, you need to make sure that your hotel in a good condition and also lock the door to make sure other people can enter your room and disturb your privacy. So number six is be aware of your surrounding. In my opinion, girls like to take a picture or do activities that can make themselves happy. So in my opinion, especially when you take a pictures and put your important things besides. So from this, you need to make sure the thing that you keep it beside, you need to make sure it is safety, especially your important documents such as smartphone or your wallet. So I think this is a safety tips that you can be more aware and do it as a list before you go to travel. Okay, so I would like to share with you about the importance of traveling. So there's an important part that we can discuss when we go to travel. For your information, I as a traveller, people keep asking me why we need to go to travel. This is important, so I will say that this is important because number one is travel is education. Why I say is travel is education? Because when we go to travel, we can know about the history and also the human races. For example, when we go to Pulau Pinang, we can know about Makam Masuri. Makam Masuri have their own history. So from that, when we go to travel, even though in Malaysia, we can know and we can educate ourselves about the history and also other people environment. So number two is we can find new friends, especially when we go to solo travel or we call it as a backpackers. So when we go to solo travel, we can do anything that we want to do. So when we go to solo travel, we can find out our new friends, and from this we can make our circle more wider. So number two is reduce stress. As a student, and also I would like to go to travel. As a student, we have our own stress, which is for when we have a study, we have our own stress, right? So I think when we go to travel, even though in Malaysia, we can keep our mind more healthy because we not to concentrate only on study. We can go to travel to release our stress and make ourselves more happy. So this can let go our worries about ourselves, especially on study, because when we go to travel, we can refresh our mind. So number three is create new memories. Okay, especially when we go to a group travel, which is with family members or with our friends, we can capture anything, pictures that we want and make it as a memory because when we go to travel, we can keep as a memory for ourselves. And when we go a solo travel, which is backpackers, we call it as a backpackers, we can make sure we can love ourselves, because we go solo and we can keep our mind in a peace, and make sure and make we love ourselves when we go to solo travel. So number 4 is get great business ideas. Okay, for me as a student that love art, when we go to travel, especially even though in Malaysia or overseas, when we capture the pictures, we can do it as a art, because when we have a pictures, we can copy it on canvas and draw or painting it and make it as a business. Because I think that's all from me. I think that's all from me for today's speech, and I hope you guys can go to travel and release your mind. I think that's all from me for today. Thank you.